President of Namibia, Dr. Hage Geingob, has returned home. President Masisi shared with the multitudes of the mourners and the heads of state who attended the funeral to bid Dr. Geingob farewell at Heroes Acre that they shared a common vision and unwavering determination to achieve high levels of development to the people of their countries. Now, the current president of Namibia, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, appreciated the presence of 18 heads of states who graced the final send-off of the fallen African icon, Dr. Hage Geingob, noting that their presence is a testament of true solidarity and patriotism. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi expressed deep and profound appreciation to Namibia's late former president, Dr. Hage Geingob, and that he always appreciated the contribution made by Botswana to the liberation struggles in the sub-Saharan region. Reports.
The late Dr. Hage Geingob was hailed as a man full of purpose, driven by love, a visionary leader who significantly contributed to the peace, unity and stability of the African continent until his very last breath. On this day, different international dignitaries, heads of states, Namibian people formed multitudes and graced the Heroes Acre Cemetery to pay their last respects, honor and give the most dignified send-off to their fallen hero.
To your excellencies who have traveled from far and near to pay your last respect to President Geingob, take comfort and be strong in the wonderful legacy that he has left with us. The legacy of universal solidarity and extraordinary service to humanity. Your Excellencies and other dignitaries, I would like to thank you for the honor of your presence. Some of you have gone an extra mile and declared national mourning days in your own countries.
Aligning to the biblical principles, Dr. Geingob was said to have left a lasting impression in the Namibian people with the many developments he said to have brought to fruition.
We remember President Hage Geingob. He was a builder of a Namibian house. His wisdom to build this nation house, Namibian house, was taken from Proverbs 24, verse 3 to 4, and I quote, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures," unquote. Therefore, he time and again struggled to enhance service delivery, economic recovery, such as inclusive growth, and to strengthen Namibia in terms of socio-economic challenges.
The late Dr. Hage Geingob is survived by his wife, Madame Monica Gengos, 8 children, 3 grandchildren, 2 siblings, his nieces and nephews. Kelekelezwe, Somulegai, BTV News.
Tawana Land Board Secretary Mr. Dothozo Tabengwa has confirmed that they hope to allocate new plots in their area in the near future. He said this during a performance award ceremony held to appreciate those excelling in their work, where he also shared that their hopes are pinned on the approval of their developmental plan to fast-track the much-anticipated land allocation. Maranyane Samakata reports.
According to the 2022 National Population Census by Botswana Statistics, Maung is the second largest and fastest growing village in the country. Tawana Land Board says it continues to receive applications for land and hopes to be able to address the waiting list soon.
Maung development plan. The waiting list. Ya Tawana Land Board ye gore mo Maung village is 27,000 military instead mo plan yo high approve wa hela re tabo re tutunza bethu.
This year's award ceremony was held under the theme Celebrating Masters of Success, with the aim to motivate employees to improve on their service delivery to enhance customer satisfaction. Jose Moremi II urged the body to be steadfast on their mandate.
I'm standing here today encouraging our leaders in different establishments to always value recognize and reward good performance of their employees, as in return they shall be rewarded with loyal and resilient employees that drive organizational work ethics, values, and culture. An employee is an asset to any organization.
Winners shared the strategies of their stunning performance in the workplace.
I think what made it different, I'm very inquisitive. I ask a lot of questions. I believe that no man is an island. I didn't know anything when I walked into that office, so it was completely a teamwork performance. It was a teamwork effort that eventually led me to having this award this moment.
Ke tsena mo officing ke tsena go receptioning especially bagolo ke a ba botsa gore go diragala eng a ba re no ba sala ba eme ga itse ba bone dithuso ke a go officing ke a go bitsa di-officer re tsore di ba thuse di a ba thusa di ba nela thuso e maleba mo nako e khutshwane.
The Land Board says the much anticipated improved land certificates for Maung will hopefully be issued out in May this year. Maranyane Samagata, BTV News, Maung.
Kwenin Land Board Chairperson Mr. Kang Kang says they are in the process of compensating owners of the 206 ploughing fields which were unlawfully obtained from them by some management of Mogoditane Sub-Land Board in the year 2019. Mr. Kang said their intention is to conclude the matter at hand at around June this year.
Mr. Khan noted that obtaining these fields was illegal as the Sub-Land Board does not have the right to take such measures without approval of the Mainland Board. He said as a result, they sought legal advice and were told to consult with the rightful owners of the fields in order to begin the process of handing them back.
Mogoditane Sub-Land Board ine ya tsa dithata tse seng tsa yone. Masimo are affected at 206. Kgakolo le bere tsamayang le re le manga masimo le ba busetse masimo ka gore ga ba a tsaka ka tshwakatsa wa ka tshwanelo. We did that out of the 206. Go setse batho ba le 50 ke embasetse ba bang ga batle banga masimo. So re na re ba ha a chance ya gore batle ba bangwe re ne re batlile gore ne re bona ne re batla gore re lebelele di scenario gore na le ba re consulting first party, second party le third party ke re be re tsama re bona gore pheo e go kela kae.
Mr. Khan continues to elaborate on the duties of the Sub-Land Boards.
Sub-Land Board yone sa yone ke go rera le beng mamasing tseo le final payment ya go tswa go Mainland Board. Mainland Board e re e tswa go kana ne ga o kopana le Sub-Land Board ba go re ana e le dumalane le dumalane me re tsa tshimo ya gago e bile re cancel certificate ke re o tlo kry le monela madi le tsa tshimo ka o cancel certificate me ba dira jalo ba ne ba seka ba ne ba dirile jalo ba sekile ba sekisitswe go ba take disciplinary action. They went to court some of Lucy heavily.
Mr. Khan further advised that all parties involved in this matter come before the board in order for the matter to be concluded. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Mogoditane.
Charles Hill District Council Chairperson Mr. Patrick Haibuse said having been able to design and publish their logo is a big milestone to them as a newly established council, as they now have their own identity. Haibuse said this on Friday when unveiling the Charles Hill District logo. Lisa Homukaisi compared this one.
Charles Hill District Council is one of the sub-district councils that were upgraded to fully fledged district councils last year. Today, history was made by unveiling the council's logo.
The event of today marks a true ending of the relationship, because our relationship has been extended. This extension was forced by the logo. Even though I say that our relationship is ending, we know that we are just ending the administration boundaries. Culturally, economically, we will remain as one.
Mo logong ya rona batho ba ba rileng khomo ba heta ba bangwe gore ke yone ne ile number 1 ra lemoga gore go builwe yalo gore dijalo ile number 2 tsa latela khomo jalo me ga buiwa gape gore pitsi ile ya boraro go builwe jalo le metsi jalo batho betso mme le sone sekontere sa rona se se hetang ha ise sekontere se se nyenyane ile sekontere se se tona ka gore se tsamaya diteraka tse di tona gape se re golaganya le mahatshe a mangwe ka lehatshe la Namibia
ke yone se ka rona ba gaitso re se dirile jana ka megopolo e tswa go lona ka mwa therisanyo dikhosi lotlhe la itsona la bitsa mara ditoro tsa rona tebelo pele ya rona se le gore batla harata e be re buela go sone yone logo ya Charles Hill District Council.
Some of the people who attended the unveiling applauded Charles Hill District for the milestone it has achieved.
Bagaitso sikano se ko ne motho wa lehatshe la Botswana
ha no re kopanye re le bana ba motho re supa sone sekano se gore jaanong re leboga ba gantsi district council jaaka na ba re tataisa re bo re tla go itla ha re leng teng
mme re tshwanetse ra leboga botlhe ba ba dirileng tiro ye gore ngwana o tshotswe jaanong ngwana ga a tshotswe jaana re mo pepetetsa jang go mo godisa re mo tsamaisa jang gore yaanong a tsene mo go baditšhaba
nna gantsi se mo gore ke tse dio tse tsotletse kgomo pitsi mabele ke di kopanye mme be ke lebelela gore mo godimo ga dio tse tsotle ya ka sekontera se lebela se go godimo mo godimo ga dio tse tsotle tse re tshela thata ka tsela ye kopanye go tsela ya rona ya Transkei e kopanya mahatsha mabedi mo gora gore ka bo yone hela gore e tshotse itshulelo e ntsi.
This logo is now the official identity for Charles Hill District Council that sets it apart from other district councils. Lesego Mokwaisi, BTV News, Charles Hill.
Botswana Musicians Union BOMU President Phemelo Lesokwane says local upcoming artists need to be capacitated in the music business. In an interview with BTV News after DBS Roadshow recently, Mr. Lesokwane said most artists join the music industry, but they do not have passion and also don't understand that music is a defined business. Abigail Madurobo reports.
Mr. Lesokwane says there is a need for more workshops, especially those of financial literacy and productions, highlighting that some of the productions are of low standards, something which calls for concerted efforts by all stakeholders to ensure that local artists can compete effectively and keep up with international standards.
These kids, they need to be exposed so that people can appreciate their talent. But we have realized that talent what we have seen, there is a lot of creativity and my belief is that they lack exposure for
it's very important some it doesn't mean we're around. You must keep working, keep pushing, keep with Papa, do whatever it takes with Papa.
Artists appreciated the event.
But also
At the end of the competition, the winner will go away with a brand new VW Polo and also a 1-year management contract with Big Dog Productions Company. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Masunga.
The Ministry of Entrepreneurship held its graduation ceremony in Garange village on Friday under the Wealth Creation Initiative in its efforts to eradicate poverty, where 20 graduates from Skondomboro and Ngarange villages were encouraged to use the skills they acquired to indulge in their farming businesses. The business management training was given to individuals who were identified after the 2020 profiling to eradicate poverty in the Okavango region. Dumisankela Khilwe reports.
The Ministry of Entrepreneurship, through Wealth Creation, continues to offer management trainings empowering poverty-stricken families with knowledge and skills before embarking on gardening projects. This is to confirm the families are self-reliant.
Train ya rona tota inele ya business management hela go ba empowera gore ire batho ba simula tsone digadini tsa bone tse be ile gore ba setse bana le tsone dithuto tse ile gore re di solohetse mo go bone gore tenne ba goibi ba popota ba goibi ba ile gore ba ka gola tota aim ya rona go gore in 5 years to come e be ile gore ba khone go graduate from poverty ba le independent bangwe ba khona go rana dikgwebo tsa bone hela tse di gore gongwe they will be apart from bo yone garden.
The expectation is that these graduates are able to utilize the availed resources to feed and develop the nation.
Bana ya ka ba rutilwe jana re solohela thata gore ba ye go jesa lehatsi re na le solohelo entsi mo go bone ka mabaka a gore mo malatsing ya gompieno ya ka di border di tswetse jana government a beile thata mo go bone ba ileng gore ba lema ke sone se go bona se go bonetseng gore ba rutuntshiwe thata gore go bohelong jwa letsatsi batho ba kgone gore ba je selehatsi.
Nna ke le mogwebi mo kgaolong ya Okavango ebile ke le molemi ke bone tota go tshwanela gore ke te go ba rutwetsa ke ba bontshe gore dio tse di a kgonagala re ka di dira le mo Okavango ka ebile ke le ngwana wa Okavango le nna ra le bogahela thata a re eng go lema a re eng go jisa Botswana tautona wa rona o tswaletse di bodara a re lemeng a re jiseng Botswana ga kgonagala.
Some of the graduates expressed gratitude towards the ministry and highlighted what they learned during the course of the week.
Since re tare simola dithuto ka Monday ke ithutile go le gontsi hela thata me ne ra ithuta ka group dynamics gore jaaka re le sithopa yana le famara re tshwanetse re itseya mo sithopeng go nna teamwork go tirisana mmogo le go buisana.
The 7 days training, which was run under different topics, ended on Friday. Dumisankela Khilwe, BTV News, Ngarange.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, farmers in the Madinare North cluster have volunteered to debush and create a cut line measuring 40 kilometers and reinforcing the existing cordon fence separating the plowing fields and the grazing land. This in preparation for the installation of electric fence that deter elephants and other wild animals that destroy produce during plowing season. The chairperson of Monachani Farmers Group, which is one of the 4 that make the cluster, Mr. Barulaganye Leposo, has confirmed progress on the project site and that they will enable them to increase the uptake of the Malotlo agricultural program. BTV reporter Karabom Ulusi visited the project and compared this one.
In efforts to utilize the government programs aimed at advancing the agricultural sector in the country, the Madinare cluster farmers came together with the spirit of self-reliance to meet the government halfway on their request for installation of the electric fence to control human-wildlife conflict, especially in crop production. 3 months into the project since November last year, the Monachane farmers have managed to complete over 10 kilometers of the collective set target of 40 kilometers.
Har kopana yana re ta bo re ta ka se re ta bo re ta go di dirisiwa tsotlhe
hoteli dijo dikolo re difisa dikolo itsa rona mongwe le mongwe yo na le kgathego a go re thusa o ka re thusa re amogela dithuso tsotlhe.
Cluster tsa rona di eme ka dinao ka mabaka a gore temo ba etsa ka thwalo mo nakong ya gampieno e rile ga go thagoga lenaneo la temo le toto bontsi ya batho ba lemile mme maduo re ka bona hela ha ile gore terata e ka ba tsengwa terata ya motakase
masimo na manajane one temothuo ya gone mo monajane ka ke yone re seng dikweleng ka nako ya rona go santse ditodisi di ne dintsi yana go ise re tshwengwe tsone diphologolo tse ne go lengwa ne go nniwa mo masimong batho ne ba ijesa le rona re le puso ga ba se ba dirile ga re go diega re ta potakela gore ba thuse ba kgone gore le bone ba te ba leme ba ntshe dijalo aka batswana ba bangwe.
The project has attracted support from the local leadership, but an invitation has been extended to the community, especially the youth, to join in on the movement.
Jaanong sone se leng gore sa ntshiwa nna ke ba thusa hela ka madi gore ga ba thoka dijo ke ba romelle madi ke ba romelle ba reke metsi ya ka go letsatsi yana mme ke ntse ke a tswella le one be ke yone ta ntse ke ba thusela be ke yone ke ba tsenyetsa 2000 pula.
Over 2,000 farmers in the Madinare North cluster have registered for the new Temoletlotlo program, but only a few benefited for various reasons. The farmers have also committed to sustainable use of the cordon fence to reap the benefits of improving food security at household and national level and turn around the area back to the glory days of being the bread basket. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Madinare.
The Kazungula Bridge has the potential to become a major tourist attraction that could be monetized by both Botswana and Zambia. This sentiment was echoed by various tax authority administrators from across Africa when on a tour to appreciate this magnificent infrastructure and the one-stop border post facility recently. This benchmarking exercise was undertaken on the sidelines of the 14th African Tax Administration Forum, annual gathering of countries' correspondents from tax authorities across Africa in Livingstone, Zambia.
Paris has the Eiffel Tower, Botswana has the Kazungula Bridge. Tax authorities reckon this bridge has so much potential, which both Botswana and Zambia are sleeping on. These country correspondents are here to engage on key issues that members would like to address on the year to come.
But in recent years, I've noticed that the bridge itself has become a tourist attraction. So Zambia and Botswana should think about building a tourism industry based on the bridge and the quadripoint, which I understand are the four countries meeting together.
Key issues such as tax transparency and exchange of information arose in order to improve revenue mobilization in the continent.
One of our key focuses over the years has been trying to ensure that there's exchange of best practices across our membership. One key activity that we initiated a few years ago was what we called the nexus, or the high-level dialogue between tax policy and tax administration. What it seeks to do is to create a missing link between what the tax administration does and what the policymakers are putting in place. And we've had a few editions of that conference. We brought together ministers of finance, permanent secretaries, with the heads of tax administrations.
Botswana is one of the founding members of ATAF and has benefited immensely from their technical support and advice.
Botswana is a member of ATAF. We are one of the founding members and we've benefited a lot in terms of increasing our tax compliance. When it comes to voluntary compliance. So we ATAF. Technical support. A
major feat for the country has been the one-stop border post facility, which the tax authorities say, if implemented in their respective countries, could harmonize processes and expedite services at the border.
We are all SADC countries, and I think that will really improve our processes and strengthen our systems. So we welcome such an initiative, and Namibia is looking forward to its full implementation.
The infrastructure is really amazing, and considering the bridge that connects 4 countries back in Zimbabwe, we have our one-stop border post with Zambia in Chirundu.
ATAF is an initiative of a group of African countries currently sitting at 43 member states of the 55 African countries, existing to harmonize tax administration processes across the continent for trade facilitation and movement of goods and people. BTV News, Kazungula.
The coordinator for strategy management reforms in the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Mr. Waza Tema, says learning new technological skills is essential for digital transformation and mindset change. He said this yesterday in Tsane as a Next Gen company was donating a digital smart board to Tsane Primary School. Neomudunga reports.
As the country is moving a lot of its services from analog to digital, it is the aim of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to make sure that the rural dollars are at the same pace with urban dollars by providing basic infrastructure and elevating the level of education amongst learners.
Local government, re tshwanetse di service tsa rona tsotlhe, service ke ra ditamelo tsa rona di se mo maranyaneng. Re batla gore maybe ngwaga e tang kapo no tsamao hela bagolo o khona ha le ro batla gore o tsele matakala o khone go tobetsa di phone tsa gago di applications tsa gago di tsamaya ha le ro batla gore ba te ba go lebeleng ba cancel o to khone go tsena mo maranyana ha ona le one wa dirisa. And
moreover, it is said that digital boards in schools will enhance visual learning experience and increase collaboration and student-teacher engagement with one aim of promoting quality education.
Ha o lo file o tshwere ke flu o bo khona ha o suse gomo o khona gore o lebelle ano ba wena o kwala ba bona gore ke o le go lape khone go rutela o ntse go lape ga ile go ngwa walwa a o setse go tsamaya sente
ngwana o lo fa sekolo malatsi a o tshameka di popae tsa o tshameka mo difouneng ba tshameka go sekolo makere tsele o reng ra thopa rona le botsadi gore ngwanaka popae ga ile biwi lebella popae ke se le reng re le milo re sa bereka bana ba tshara go re galeng.
As technology is spreading its branches in all spheres of life, parents have been asked to pay attention to how their children adapt to it and utilize it accordingly. Neo Mudungwa, Botswana Television, Tsane.
Well, that is the news this hour. Do stay with us, and Tebogang Sebetlela on standby to take you through the world of sport. Tebogang, it's your time. Take us through the sport.
Thank you very much, Ulibile Samoka. Now, Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me, Tebogang Sebetlela. Ethel Pangiso of Zimbabwe is the 42.2-kilometer champion of the FNB Kazungula Bridge Marathon in the women's senior category after clocking a time of 2 hours 42 minutes to walk home with a whopping 75,000 prize money. Edwin Mashakomo was there.
The fourth edition of the marathon saw more than 400,000 runners grazing the Chobe region to compete in the 42.2 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers fun run. It was a heated battle in the women's category as Ethel Pangiso of Zimbabwe and Roles Kogo of Kenya ran shoulder to shoulder from the beginning of the race to its end. It was, however, Pangiso who narrowly beat Kogo in a photo-finish race that saw both runners clocking 2 hours 42 minutes and 18 seconds. Pangiso, who won by a split second, scooped 75,000 pula, while Kogo got 40,000 pula in second position. Position 3 went to another Kenyan, Susie Shebet, who walked away with 20,000 pula.
I'm very happy for this race. It was very tough because there were Kenyans. I came first and the Kenyans came second and third. Those guys were flying. So I'm happy that I managed to become position 1.
Senior women's 21 kilometers race, Lavinia Haitope of Namibia became the overall winner, registering a time of 1 hour 19 minutes and 24 seconds to win 25,000 pula, while position 2 went to Alice Kwesh of Kenya, who was rewarded with 15,000 pula. Behind her in position 3 was Rudom Handru of Zimbabwe, who pocketed 10,000 pula.
For me it was not easy because the weather, it was too hot, but I made it.
Senior men's 21 was dominated by Zimbabwean runners from the start to the finish as they got position 1 to 3. Moses Taranginyu won the half marathon in a time of 1 hour 3 minutes, followed by Simon Paulus and Godwin Katakura.
Firstly, I'm happy to beat my time. Like previously, I did 1 hour 4 minutes, but today I did 1 hour 3 minutes 41 seconds. So I'm very happy to beat my time. So I see the change.
The men's 10 kilometers, Otasitse Gabolwere emerged the winner, pocketing 10,000 pula, followed by his countryman Sylvester Koko, who took home 8,000 pula. In the ladies' 10 kilometers, Melody Shumarai emerged victorious and walked away with 10,000 pula richer. In the 21 kilometers men's category for people living with disabilities, Paemedi Kabelo finished first, followed in position 2 by Akanyang Kholebamang. Edwin Mashakomo, BTV Sport, FNB Kazungula Bridge Marathon, Kazungula.
Meanwhile, what was expected to create a mouth-watering highlight for Velasquez, the Kazungula Bridge Marathon turned out not to be, as the 42.2-kilometer results for the men's category were delayed as some runners got lost and took wrong routes. Amongst the runners who got lost along the way was the 2-times Comrade marathon runner Tete Dijana, who arrived first at the finishing point only to be told that he took the wrong route. However, competition director Thomas Ndazila says they will work around the issue to come up with the best solution.
The 42.2-kilometer men's race, there were some athletes whom I can say got lost or they took a wrong route somewhere after 29 kilometers. Instead of turning, they went straight, which was reducing the distance by 5.4 kilometers. But we had marshals, we had signboards that were indicating to say you are turning right or turning left in any critically position that we had on the route. So they went straight instead of turning, which made them to the finish. They finished before the lead car. So the group of athletes are those who were in the chasing group. There were 2 athletes leading the race who were following the police car. So as those 2 had turned, that chasing group, instead of turning them, they went straight. And then we are now, the results are not out because now we want to verify the results, reconcile the bib numbers of all those athletes who did not take the right route.
Jwaneng Galaxy dropped to position 4 in the CAF Champions League Group B standings after suffering a 1-0 defeat to Wydad Casablanca. The game was played at Obedi Tani Chulume Stadium in Francistown. Let us take a look at the highlights of the game.
e tla batla botlhale jwa Jwaneng Galaxy gore ba isireletse ba kgabaganya kgwele re bone Thabang Elmoti latlha sebaka
préserver le but qu'on a ici. C'est pour cela qu'on est revenu en arrière, on a joué un bloc très bas. Et voilà, on a besoin de résultats aujourd'hui.
First of all, I want to say that if we play in this time and in this temperature, it was so high today. It was too hot for the both players, for the both teams. I hope that we can find a solution about the time, like especially in these games in the Champions League, and to improve our football in Africa, we need to be in good conditions.
I think we're a better team on the day, but it doesn't matter how many times you keep the ball, how many times you create opportunities, but as long as you don't put it in the back of the net, unfortunately you are bound to get the negative results, which I think we got today. We got a penalty, we missed a penalty, we got chances, we missed chances.
I don't remember them getting an opportunity that maybe would have been like a clear goal, except the set piece, which I think it was during the critical phase of the match, and we failed to organize ourselves better.
Tafik defeated VTM FC 2-1 in a Botswana Premier League game played at the Francistown City Council Stadium. Bafana Bafana were the first to score on the 27th minute through Muluki Kebalipile's strike, while Thabiso Bande scored an equalizer for Machiminyanga boys just a minute before halftime break. Vincent Lokore then netted the winning goal for Tafik in the second half. In other results, Holy Ghost lost 2-0 to Sua Flamingos, while Masitauka and Matebele played to a goalless draw in OD. Let us take a look at the highlights of the Tafik and VTM game.
It was a bit of added pressure. How to Bana Kamakopele Modi Mohamed 26. Kona Hoka Saketapele Muluki Kebalipile. Stopper VTM. Harumela Tamani Muzila Mokarunge Kotsi. Baswa Mudiko Tata Sachara Sepe. Kona ya kanya lele tloa kabulele jwagagwe Thabiso Bante tsosa ba baneng ba robetse ba latedi ba ba ka kwano ba Tafik dira jalo 1 Tafik 1 VTM fela mo nakong ya tlaleletso mo motsotsong wa 46 kona ka feta ka bana ba le babedi kgwelentle ba ya tlanya lele tloa Sala Bailoka Machimiyenga Bola Kubatu.
Motshameko no le bokete, but I'm happy gore re nne that fighting spirit because we're able to come from a goal down to eventually win the game 2-1. The strength is not going to work with the mental strength because we believe that it's not yet over until the referee blows his final whistle.
We have dropped points, which is not okay for us as well, but we tried our level best, as you saw, but you know, referees at the end of the day, they know what they are doing. They are the owners of the match. So we lost, and we need to forge ahead again for the next game.
Botswana Senior Women's National Team put up a good fight to win 2-0 against Switzerland's FC Zurich in a friendly match played in Antalya, Turkey this afternoon. The 2 goals were scored by Nondi Matlasela and Laone Moloi. Tapelo Banda.
The Mares started off on a good note, showing great tactical discipline right from the first whistle. Nondi Matlasela's header opened the account for the local ladies in the 6th minute. Right after the goal, the team created a few chances, dominating the match throughout the entire half. An interesting first half for the Mares ended with a 1-goal lead as they went for recess. In the second stanza, Coach Malete made a few changes to trial other players. The good display continued throughout the second half, with almost half of the substitute playing an impressive game, something the technical team would be happy with. In the 73rd minute, Laone Moloi scored a beauty to make sure the Mares win the game by a 2-0 score line.
We changed a few roles for some of the players, and they came in, they did exceptionally well, but there's still so much to work on. So we need to stay focused and continue with the process of improving our team, improving the individuals. And I also have to say the players who came in, the new players, they also did well too, to make sure that we see the game through. And also I have to say in our past games we've been struggling a bit with game management. The game management part of the game is improving, but there were I think after the hour mark where we felt our structure is collapsing a little bit. Mainly because we've made a few changes, and then after they settled in, after a few minutes, they were okay. We managed to see the game through.
Obviously a good result today.
re tsile re ipankanyeditse gore go feta sengwe sengwe re batla go wina, and it's always good to take the lead. It's never easy to trail, and ke se ne re se ikemiseditse sa la ka re gorile game le gone simologang. The girls gave a really good fight, and obviously we took a lot from today's game. They are very organized, tactically they are very good and very disciplined. So there is a lot that we took from today's game. Re ipankanyetsa mosepelo wa ko pele o motona thata, and we have another game ahead of us against another good team, and ha re tlo go tsamaya ka sa gompieno. What happened today is water under the bridge, and we are prepared to take the next game very seriously, just like we did today.
The men's will continue with their intensive training session as they prepare to meet Russia in their second friendly scheduled for Tuesday. Tapelo Banda, BTV Sport, Antalya, Turkey.
From Botswana Tonight Sports Desk, that was all we had for you until we meet again next time. Now back to Samoka to give us the backhats.
Thank you, Ntebo. We did well this weekend. I believe we'll meet again next time.
Thank you very much.
Right. Before we wrap it up, let's take a reminder of our top stories. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi back home after attending the late Dr. Hage Geingo's funeral in Namibia. Tawana Land Board to allocate new plots soon. While in sport, Ethel Pangiso emerges the 42.2-kilometer champion of the FNB Kazungula Bridge Marathon. Well, that is the news this hour. To stay with us.
Africa is calling, and Botswana is ready. Come to Botswana and unwind. Come to Botswana and explore the beauty of our country. When the dust settles, we will be waiting to receive you. Come explore, experience, and enjoy. Botswana, our pride, your destination.
Nationality means I am a star, and it is intended for young people like yourselves between the ages of 8 to 18 years of age. And why these ages? It is because these are the years which represent the formative stage of life. A stage where you, our children, form your views and your dreams about your lives ahead. While a lot of emphasis is placed on youth empowerment, life is very, very complex. And this complexity dictates that you boys and girls are empowered at a much younger age. Tshwanetse re le empower gona njana ke re bona kitso o tshwanetse gore re le nele ka yone nako ye me nna ga o tsamaya ka bona I believe that the most powerful way of empowering you is to give you platforms